Hey everybody, this is Pastor Mike with a word from Matthew chapter 2 verses 1 and 2. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who was born King of the Jews? For we saw his star when it rose, and we have come to worship him. So the first thing that I want to ask when I read stuff like this is, why did the author include this in his text? What was the purpose of this? And that should always be our question when we're reading scripture. Why did the author add this detail in here? If we truly believe that all scripture is God-breathed, and we truly believe that we should live on every word that proceeds from the mouth of God, if we truly believe that the things written in the past were written for our benefit today, well then we shouldn't rest until we understand why the author says the things that they say. And so why does he mention the wise men here? Well, I think the answer to that is in the phrase, he who was born King of the Jews. We know that Matthew's overall goal for his gospel is to paint the picture of Jesus as king. We can see this in chapter 1, verses 1 through 17. He has this royal genealogy showing that Jesus is not only in line with David, but he is the Messiah who is in the line of David. It is a royal genealogy showing Jesus as king. And then we come into chapter 2, and when this is reinforced now with the wise men coming from the east and wanting to worship him as the King of the Jews. But there's more that we can learn from the Magi than just the fact that they reinforce Matthew's point of being King of the Jews. One of which is that they came and they worshiped him with their time, with their words, and with their treasure. We can see this starting in verse 10. It says that when they saw the star, they rejoiced exceedingly and with great joy. And going into the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. Then opening their treasures, they offered him gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So they traveled a great distance from wherever they were in the east. They weren't in Judah, so they came from a further distance. They traveled. They gave God their time. He comes before him. He worships him with their words, and then he gives them their treasure. This is how we should come before God, not just showing up to church on Sunday morning as if that's worship enough. We should be worshiping God with everything that we have, our time, our talents, our words, our treasure, everything that we can offer to God. Does God need our money? He doesn't need our money. He doesn't need our money any more than he needs bulls or lambs on the altar. What he needs is our faith and our obedience. And that is what the Magi, this is what the wise men brought to Christ. He brought them their faith and their obedience, and they presented him with their time, their words, and their treasure. And so with that, just let me say, God bless you all. Let's worship the King with everything we have, and we'll talk more next time.